Jack, your vehicle's supposed to be delivered today. I'll give you a call when it comes.
It's here.
Huh?
It's here.
Oh, it's here?
It's here for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I told him,
Morning.
All right.
How are you? Good. Short and sweet. I drank
sorry,
a lot of
Jim,
coffee
thank
this
you.
morning. Oh. You get your second shot? I did. But I didn't take mine because of that reaction I had. I probably.
You know, I've heard people, this is nothing, I don't know if there's any science behind it.
Well,
It seems like a lot of people, if you have a bad reaction the first time, then you don't the second time. And if you don't have much of a reaction the first time, then you do the second time. You get one, you know.
the
So
girl,
I didn't have much the first time. The second time I had more of a reaction, but I thought, well,
My first time
that's quick though.
was only like about a 25-minute deal,
Yeah.
but my heart rate took
Oh,
off.
yeah, a lot of
And-
people
and-
had that.
Dizzy real bad and everything. And I was like, I'm thinking about talking to Frank and see if we can do this somewhere else and make sure they got the.
Yeah. I hear you. That makes sense. That makes
But,
sense. You
we
have a
took-
window to do it in, you know, so.
Yeah.
I think even one helps. you know.
They said it's about 50%
Yeah.
is what they told me, but the girl went and got hers and.
So you had like an acute accident.
Don't.
Call meeting to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I kind of got a short agenda. First up, vendor claims in the amount of $418,505.08. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion to approve the payroll claims in the amount of $259,926.03.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Right.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from Monday, March 1st, 2021?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Right.
Have alcohol board appointment.
Last name. Didn't know there was a rule in there that had had to be a county resident for 5 years, even though the gentleman did live here quite often, but he did move to Fort County for a while. So we had to find somebody new, and like to nominate Kenny Johnson for that position.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Thanks for stepping up.
US 30 committee appointment. I guess when they have their meetings and stuff, I think Mark, if you, would you maybe want to be on that?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
sure.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Make a motion to nominate Mark Gorley to be on US 30 committee.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
County vehicle use. We talked a little bit about this at the last meeting. So we can make a decision whether to have all them, all employees, or have the employees use the county-owned vehicles because of the insurance factor.
That's the thing that scares me the most is, we don't know how much insurance they have on their own personal vehicle. They may have minimal. So I would definitely like to see them use a county vehicle, if possible, if one's available.
I don't have a problem with giving them the option, but I don't know if a mandate is the right way to go. I'm not in favor of creating a general use motor pool. That's a bunch of more maintenance and administration we gotta worry about for more vehicles. And once you start something like that, all it does is grow. I mean, it's a very limited number of departments that don't already have their own vehicles to begin with to use.
How could it be worded, Marty, where,
I get the insurance liability part of it.
that's the part, yeah. How could you
I mean,
word
this is
that
a problem that didn't exist 5 years ago when we didn't have these vehicles sitting out in the parking lot.
Both sides are totally valid points.
Yeah.
It's a good one to try to sort out. I mean, well, what do you think? I mean, what are you thinking, Mark, about that? You think we're giving them the option?
I think, yeah, I mean, we've had them sitting out there and it's worth having them there. And without specifically telling everyone you have to use these. I mean, yes, it's a good option and it should be the default option, but it shouldn't be the only option.
If you do that, wouldn't they have to bring in proof of what kind of insurance they have? and
You
stuff?
can do that for sure. You can
Well-
require, right? What do you think? So you're the one dealing with it.
I think that they should have to use a county vehicle if they're doing county work inside. I'm not talking about going to conferences or anything like that, but if it's work within the county, they should be using a county vehicle for liability reasons. I contacted other auditors, Benton County, Shelby County, Pike County, and Hendricks County. If a county vehicle is available, they are to use the county vehicle. If it's not available, then yeah, they can use their own. Montgomery, Fulton, Du Bois, and Miami. They have county vehicles available, or if they want to use their own, they have to provide license and proof of insurance. And the proof of insurance is they have to provide business insurance on their vehicles.
Well, that would make sense. That last policy, that seems like that makes sense. So you have to show proof of business coverage. If you're gonna use it, it's probably not very expensive to add, I would think, for people that aren't doing a lot of miles,
So if they don't want to provide the business coverage, then they have to.
use the
Use the
county
county
vehicle,
vehicle.
right? They have to either, if they want to use their own vehicle, then they have to show proof of business coverage, which kind of makes sense. I would say, I don't I don't know how much that would cost to add on, but I wouldn't think that would, typically add a lot of expense.
Well, that'd be their choice. And
Right,
If
it's
they
up to their
really
choice,
don't
I'm
want to
just
use a
saying.
county vehicle,
Right.
then put business coverage on your own
Yeah,
personal vehicle.
Right. To some extent, it's not really an unrealistic option. They could probably choose to go either way. Up to the individual, or how much they want to drive their own vehicle. That sounds like a good approach.
So pretty much if you made a motion, it'd be like, recommendation would be to use a county vehicle unless there's none available, and if you do use your own, you have to have proof of business insurance.
License.
License.
Too, of course,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the obvious part of it. Business coverage.
Well, I'd make that motion.
That's your motion.
That's my motion.
I'll second it, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Interim superintendent appointment, I think, right now, I think the office staff out there can handle it, and Ralph. I really don't want to put somebody in that spot right now as interim.
And if they have, boss questions, can't they contact Charlie? as
They
a
could do that, yes, absolutely, right. Because the commissioners have authority over unlike some other departments, you have direct authority over the highway department.
How many applicants have we received so far? One? Yeah, we definitely need more.
Well, I think another thing, the requirements for the superintendent spot, we're gonna change that.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely as a person to come in there and start, there's too much stuff on it, I believe.
Yeah,
So we need to reduce it, change some stuff, so
okay. Yeah, probably.
to get people.
I'm on board with that.
I'll try to get
Because-
that in for, hopefully we can get it in for Wednesday.
Yeah, should be able to. They, because I think besides myself, I think, well, even Bill or whoever can look over that out there, I think as an advisor, say even. I think we can run that way with it even for now.
I'll just tell,
Which even Rachel knows quite a bit about the operations too. So.
Just somebody that's been out there too, look at that.
so it's okay if I give them your phone number out there? I don't know if they have it.
I don't think some of them probably do. Yeah, make sure they get mine. You guys feel that's what they're going right now?
Yeah, just, if you're gonna be a point person on that, and then, yeah, we can wait for more applicants to roll in. We don't need to define a specific interim director. I think that'll work.
Okay.
Brian, your thoughts?
I think Ralph would probably, as long as they all work together out there, they should be able to, hold on until we find somebody that's really qualified for the job.
Yeah, it's my understanding they've got plenty of frontline supervisors to maintain the quality that they've been putting out. And everything's planned pretty much for this year. I don't think we gotta worry about grant opportunities slipping through the cracks too much, do we?
No, 'cause I think most of them were
But I
on
think,
the schedule already.
yeah, I think you can get started now towards next year's too. We gotta watch out for that part. So. Which I'm definitely not a grant expert, so. But even Rick said he, try to help out, he's not leaving the county, so.
How many add-ons was Rick doing, like the ADA stuff and anything else?
He had the certified construction inspector, which was an extra $5,000 in pay. And then he had the ADA coordinator certifications, and that was an extra $5,000 in pay. So what he was getting paid at the end of his employment was not the base pay for the superintendent.
Is there anyone else with that certified construction engineer stuff on the staff that,
Just me and the county.
okay,
Because the ADA, we could probably.
we could move that, probably could move that to a different department.
Well, the only thing about it is you do move it to a different department, that $5,000 is coming out of highway funds right now. So they would have to come out of somewhere other than the highway funds if a highway person isn't going to do it. I can't pay, for example, I can't pay, an employee of the annex or courthouse or sheriff's department out of the highway
Mhm.
fund.
Yeah.
That's why it would be ideal for the new superintendent to get that certification. So we can keep the money over there rather than trying to find it somewhere else.
Seems odd. There's something about that that seems odd. That needs further investigation, but.
So is that the way we want to move then on that, just for now, I guess, we don't really need a motion
No, it sounds like a good plan to me.
on that. Guess that's it on this, you got anything else?
Do I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Right,
No.
why are you guys else? I think, we discussed it before, I guess, last year at some point. Now, out by, on 10 there, I guess there's another dirt bike track or something, right by Bailey's.
Oh, really?
Wasn't that where it was at, Bill?
Yeah, it's right there, two places over from Beach Bailey's house. Nothing but phone calls over the weekend, people complaining. A long range road back there, and then Bailey's too. There was 20-some dirt bikes there, and they were charging money to the driveway to come in and ride the track they built in the back.
I don't know if we need to, 'cause I think we discussed like a noise ordinance or something maybe on that.
What was? the
Well,
second one?
the discussion, I think, boiled down to, making a decision about, buying equipment to measure the noise.
Yeah,
But I don't
that's
know
right.
that's necessarily, that hard, but it seems like that's kind of the end of it.
But I think the other thing was, last time when I thought we had brought up something with them charging money or something, I believe.
Well, see, that's another thing entirely, as opposed to the zone, the noise thing is, I think the zoning rules require, I don't think they just allow, like a racetrack essentially in a ag zone, which I assume it's an ag zone. I think you have to get a zoning clearance, so it is a zoning issue, and in fact, I would think that's probably a better way to approach it, because, noise is one of those
Right.
things, that's what's bothering people, but probably, to regulate it, the best way is through zoning.
Mhm.
They probably don't have a permit, right, to do that, and I think it would be required, I can't say I know the county, zoning rules all by heart, but I'm pretty sure that you need, a special permit for a racetrack.
Or at least if you're gonna charge admission,
I
any
think-
sort of admission to any sort of property or event on a property, you'd need some sort of extra permitting, even if it's something simple as a retail merchant certificate.
Well, they might not have a hard time getting that though, but it does sound like a racetrack though. To me, that's probably gonna qualify as a racetrack, and those are regulated because it's not just the crowds, it's the noise,
Yeah,
So, I would look at that for one thing. You're right, I'm sure that there's the retail issue, but those are probably pretty easy to get.
yeah, they're easy to get, but it's a question of if they're doing something out there, are they doing it the right way?
Right.
So
you got at least 4 businesses right there. I'm gonna say probably 10, 12 houses, time you go around through that block right there. The area is zoned light industrial. I checked that this morning. But, you know, with them running as a business, you know, there's about liability. And then you got, you know, they don't stay on that property. You got property damage to the other properties. Yeah, so I mean, it's, I went out Saturday and Sunday and checked it, and I didn't say anything to anybody. I just wanted to see for myself what was going on, and I observed them taking money at the road to come in, and you know, seeing all the motorcycles, and it was quite loud. I could see where Bailey's and the other businesses, and then I got 3 or 4 calls from the homeowners right there along Range Road, which is on the back side of that. So I don't know what you guys want to do, but probably need to do something. It's my understanding this is the same group that was in town there that was causing all the problems there. And when they found out it was R2, they come out to there.
They're on 552.
Where they, so they keep moving it around.
It'd probably be easier for them to get a permit in a light industrial zone, but I still think they have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, I don't think that, I think it's the kind of thing that causes special exception permit probably in any zone, actually.
Mhm.
So they would have to get some approval, I think, but once again,
Yeah.
I'm shooting from the hip here, to be honest with you, I can't cite it, you know, authority for that proposition.
I'm sure that all under special needs they have to go in front of the BZA with. it.
Right, exactly. I think that's probably what's required.
So do they have signs up?
Yeah,
Saying-
there's one there this morning, yeah.
I think we need to make sure the existing rules are being enforced before we start piling on more. You know.
I guess that would kind of be up more to the planning commission probably to start there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would make sense to communicate to them if there's an issue and ask them to look at it. 'Cause I agree that they could try by looking to make sure there's, look for existing rules, you know, they probably are,
Yeah.
you know, I think you find out.
Yeah. I don't know, it'd be a tough situation, because I mean, it is zone light industrial, but you also have the residential people there too, and there's quite a few, so, yeah.
I think noise emanating off the property would be relevant for, because I do think it would require a special exception permit, even in a light industrial. That's where I'm gonna guess. Now, once again, I didn't look that up before I came here, so I wasn't aware that was coming up.
I
So
think so, I think the light industrial is the inception, because if I remember right, when Metro was gonna come into the area there in the back of Judson there, that was actually heavy industrial there, and the noise decibels is different between the two zones.
Right.
Can the planning commission shut them down still or fine them if they don't have a permit?
Well, we can't find them, I don't think, but I am checking on that as we speak, so.
you probably have to give them a notice before you can find, you know,
Shut them down?
give them a notice that, you know, quick until they get their permit. And yeah, if they violated that, they might be able to find them out once again. I have to have a citation on that. I don't have one out of 10.
I always have to do some more checking on it, it's all.
I'm working on it on our end, because
Yeah.
I want to make sure, you know, that we do it properly,
Mhm.
but, you know, we gotta have that first warning first, which we're working on that right now. Just, the question we're researching today is the zoning of it. Just to make sure we're right on how we approach it.
All right.
Mention something.
Yes.
These fellas, I ran across several of them, and they take their mufflers off that are louder. Now, a lot of these guys, when they go to these areas, they drive through them, they don't bring them in their pickup truck. We should have a sheriff out there just to watch them, because they cut them all over and they drive there with their mufflers off. That's why there's so much noise. We should have a sheriff sitting on them once in a while and see who's coming in and where they're coming from.
Yeah. It's
It's definitely an enforcement issue, yeah.
Well, I guess that's all I had initially. Anyone else? No?
Yeah, I got one thing. I just got a text message from Julie Mans. I've been waiting on an email from her. Mark Allen was appointed to the planning commission by the trustees.
Mhm.
And I don't know, Rachel, she said she sent it to you, but you hadn't got anything the last time I talked to you. So anyway, I wanted to let the board know I was here the night that they took the vote for township trustee appointment to the planning commission, and Mark Allen won that by a vote of 4-3. So he was appointed to the planning commission board, but since nobody has sent us a letter to you guys yet, we haven't been able to appoint them to the board.
Mhm.
I am working with them trying to get a letter. It's just not the easiest thing I found out to get from them, but Mark was appointed, and I don't know if we can go ahead
Can
and
they appoint him? Can
I mean, I was here-
contingent upon receiving documentation or something?
Was there any minutes from the meeting or? Minutes from the meeting would be fine, I think. We should have something in writing from them.
Yeah, there was minutes. I even got the votes. I even got their vote tickets and all that. So
I would accept minutes from the meeting where, you know, that were, that, you know, it's evident. I don't see any reason why you need anything more than that.
we got a couple meetings coming up and so forth. And I will give and provide information to Rachel. I was just wondering, since I was a witness to that, we can go ahead and appoint Mark. And I will get the information to Rachel somehow this week, and that way we can do our business on the board.
Yeah, you could do it pending, like, the documentation of the minutes.
Okay.
Right, I mean, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
So there's a motion on that?
Yeah,
Motion.
thanks.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah, okay.
Anyone else have anything for us?
There's a couple.
Does anyone on Zoom have something for us?
How can you tell?
They can nominate themselves next week.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, motion adjourned.
Motion.
Yeah, second.
All right.